Hi everybody, this is James and I've got a very special edition of CAD Roll Hunter for you today. We are coming at you from the Mayan Riviera in Mexico. We are going to be coin roll hunting pesos. Stay tuned. Hello everybody, this is James and you are watching my channel CAD Roll Hunter, and that's right. For this special edition of CAD Roll Hunter, I am joining you from the Mayan Riviera, and today we are going to do something very different and very special. We are going to be looking through Mexican coinage. We are going to be coin roll hunting pesos today. So I've got a buddy named Donnie. He lives down here in Mexico full-time in the Mayan Riviera. If you're ever in Puerto Aventuras, you'll want to check out the Nauti Burro. That is the bar slash restaurant that he owns. And I asked him, when I told him I was coming down here, could I hunt some pesos? So he's given me a whole bunch of pesos here. This is change he's collected from the restaurant that is bound for the bank. So he hasn't gone through this. He hasn't done anything. He's actually sorted most of it out by denomination, but otherwise, he doesn't really know anything about Mexican coinage. And so we've got 5 pesos, 10 pesos, 1, 2 pesos. We've got, and I think we have a few other things. We've got some 20 peso coins. We've got 50 centavos and 10 centavos, so portions. Today, we're going to look specifically at 5 pesos. We're going to go through all those to see what we can find. Okay, I have dumped out a whole lot of 5 peso coins here. And like me, you might not be all that familiar with Mexican coinage, and that's okay because we have our handy resource, which is the Numista website, which can tell us everything we need to know. And so you can see here, it is a bimetallic coin, and you can find the information. I've picked up a pretty good example here. The center is bronze, and in a aluminum bronze, I should say, in a stainless steel ring. And you can see here that like these are pretty gorgeous coins with great detail with that eagle, with the snake on the cactus. It's really fantastic. So I really don't know a whole lot about Mexican coinage, so I'm really relying on this website to help me out. But there are some variations we can be looking for. That information is detailed here. And there are some lower mintage varieties. And I'm just going to scroll down so you can see all of the mintages in here. Now, particularly, you'll note that all of these coins look the same, and Mexican coinage actually changed in 1996. This was essentially called the new peso at that point in time. It was revalued. And so we're not expecting to find older coins, anything older than 1996. If we do, that's great, and I'll bring you in. We're not expecting to find silver. All I'm really hoping to do is find a really nice example of each year to add to my collection and see if we can find any of the variations that exist. And there are some lower mintage commemoratives. You can see that the mintages here from 97 until pretty much until 2021 are pretty high, in the hundreds of millions in more recent years. But 2008, 2009, 2010 were very low mintage, around 9.8, 9.9, 6.9. So we'll definitely want to look for those circulating commemoratives, or those low mintage ones. And coins in Mexico don't apparently come in rolls or in boxes. They actually come from the bag, often in these bags. So this is what Donnie does. He gets them in these bags. In some cases, they're taped together. This might be 10 5 peso coins all taped together, so we'll have to dig into those. And then he returns them in these bags. Some of the banks have coin sorters where he can just dump them in and find out what he has. So we're just going to get started. I'm going to bring you in when we find some interesting things. And I think maybe what I'll also say is that the 5 peso coin is pretty much the equivalent of an American or Canadian quarter. $1 US is equal to about 20 pesos. So a quarter of that would be 5 pesos. So that's really what we're dealing with, is the quarter in equivalent funds. So that's what we've got, and they're about the same size, and you might find some of these in your quarter hunts because they would probably fit in with US or Canadian quarters. So we're gonna dig in, we're gonna see what we can find. This should be lots of fun. Okay, I have found a 2010 commemorative. You'll see this one is 5 pesos Bicentenario de la Independencia, so the bicentennial of independence, and it's commemorating Carlos Maria de Bustamante. You'll see it says Mexico 2010 on the coin. This actually, it looks like it's dated 2008. So they were minting these commemorative coins in 2008, 2009, and 2010 in advance of the 2010 bicentennial. And there are many designs. So we'll see how many we can get here. And they're all quite a bit lower mintage, I think, than the normal varieties. So we'll see how we do. I've just pulled up here the oldest one we found so far, and I had said that the coinage changed in 1996, and that's not exactly true. The new peso was actually introduced in 1992, and this is the oldest one. This is the first year, the 1992 new peso. This is aluminum bronze center and a stainless steel ring. It's the same as the newer one. This was only minted for 92, 93, and 94. And this 1992 was minted at 70 million. So the oldest one we found so far. We don't expect to find anything older, but we're hoping to find at least one of every year, maybe in better condition than this. And hopefully we'll find some of those more rare commemoratives from 2008, 2009, 2010. Just a little bit later, I found another older 5 peso. On the right, you'll see that 1993. I've just wanted to bring it up to compare it to one of the newer ones. You'll see that the one on the right actually has an N for new peso. That was what was minted in the 93, 94, 95 mintages, and 96 as well. In 1997, they dropped the N for new, and you can see on the left-hand side a more modern 5 peso. Okay, we have found another commemorative, another 2008 Ignacio Lopez Rayon. And this one, according to Numista, is minted at just 9.9 million. So that's great. Okay, still making our way through this huge mound of pesos, and we found another 2008 commemorative. This time it is Francisco J. Mujica. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Also from 2008. So it's our third 2008 commemorative. We haven't found any from 2009 or 2010 just yet. Okay, we got a couple of finds here. One is we found a low mintage 2009. So this is one of the years where all of those commemoratives were made, and they only made 9 million of the standard 2009 5 peso, and that's what we've got here. So that's a low mintage. It's the regular 5 peso, but they only made just over 9 million. And the other one we've got here is another commemorative, this one from 2010, and this is Francisco Madero, also minted at around 9 million. Just a couple handfuls later, we found ourselves another low mintage. This is the 2008 standard issue 5 peso. Again, low mintage, just around 9.9 million minted. Well, I think we're about halfway through our 5 peso hunt, and I've been separating all of our finds out to see if we can find the best examples of each. We got some shiny 2021s right here as well. These coins are tough. That aluminum bronze center, the core, really gets discolored pretty quickly. So some 2017s, the 2018s, 2019s look pretty decent, and they get pretty dull after a while the earlier you go, even if the outer ring, the stainless steel ring, is in relatively good shape. But we got a few finds to look at. We have a few more commemoratives here. This one from 2008. Hermenegildo Galeana from 2008, and I'm not saying that right, I am absolutely positive. Jose Vasconcelos from 2008. And also from 2008, Alvaro Obregon. A little bit later on, another find, we've got a 5 peso from 2008. It is the commemorative of the bicentennial of independence, Francisco Xavier Mina. Okay, we've gone through all of the loose stuff. The only thing we have left are these ones that are taped up in groups of 10. And so far, we've gotten one of pretty much everything. Oddly enough, we don't have any 2020s, but we have some 2021s. And we haven't yet gotten that low mintage 2010, just the regular variety. So we'll see if we might find anything more in these last ones. All right, so we have concluded that hunt. I've put everything back in the jar and the bags. We've got all of our finds here. What I'm going to do is just take a second and go through and find the best example of each of these, and then we'll look and see what we got, what we didn't get, if there was anything that was more rare or any more valuable. And we got a few rejects. We got a few 2 peso coins and one 1 peso there. So our 5 peso hunt is concluded. I'll be right back and we'll see how we did. Okay, I've gone through everything we got and I narrowed it down to the best candidate here. And it was pretty easy to do that. So I'll take one of these coins, and that was that the high point of the coin is really the breast of the eagle. And you can really see this one is quite worn. And it was easier, even though the coloring on these is quite dull, and they all pretty much look to be about the same coloring. It was much easier to tell whether or not the condition was more worn by the breast feathers of the eagle. So that's what I used when I had a number of different examples of the 5 peso coin, was which one was less worn on that part. So here's what we did. We got the 92, 93, and 94. The 95 was only issued as a proof, so we don't have that. And there was no coin issued in 96. We got all of the regular issue 5 peso coins with the exception of 2. We didn't get the really low mint 2010, but we did get the low mint 2008 and 2009, which is great. And we didn't get the 2020. Of the commemoratives, it was really interesting. In 2008 and 2009, there were 13 different commemorative coins issued, and in 2010, there were 11. Of the coins that we got that were commemoratives, we got 7 of the 13 from 2008 with a couple where we got duplicates, and we got 1 of the 2010s. We didn't get any of the 2009. So I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if they were regionally more available or what the situation is, if it was just the luck of the hunt, I suppose. But I feel like we did pretty well by getting some of them. They're all low mintage. Some of them I saw were just over 6 million, but none were over 10. And so it's not that any of these that we didn't get were substantially more rare than others. It just might be the way it went. So in any case, I really hope you enjoyed this video hunting Mexican 5 peso coins, different from my channel. If you liked it, please give it a like. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, CAD Roll Hunter, please hit that subscribe button. And I thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. We hope to see you again soon. Take care.